Good morning, sir. Good morning, mates. I am Jomati Galicia Jr. and this is my report. Judicial mediation. Principles. Judicial involvement. Judicial mediation involves the direct participation of a judge in the mediation process. The judge may act as a mediator or oversee the mediation proceedings. So, here in judicial involvement, the direct participation of a judge in the mediation process. He or she act as a mediator or oversee the mediation proceedings so that the mediation process will go smoothly and fairly. Number 2, legal framework. Judicial mediation is firmly grounded in the legal framework. It often occurs within the context of a pending court case, and any mediated agreements are legally binding. So, judicial mediation is a legal framework or legal process in of a pending court case or any mediated agreements. Number 3, impartiality and neutrality. Judges acting as mediators are expected to maintain impartiality and neutrality, ensuring a fair process for all parties. So, judge may act as mediators so that they maintain the impartiality and neutrality for both parties who involved in mediation process. Philosophy. The philosophy of judicial mediation combines elements of traditional mediation with the authority and legal framework of the court system. It aims to facilitate settlement. Judicial mediation seeks to facilitate settlement in court cases by leveraging the authority of judge in the legal context. It aims to reduce the time and resources spent on litigation. So the meaning of facilitate settlement is both parties are encouraged them to create a settlement so that they can reduce the time and resources spent on litigation. Number 2, preserve judicial resources. By encouraging parties to reach agreements through mediation, judicial resources can be focused on cases that genuinely require a court trial. So here in preserve judicial resources, both parties are encouraged there to meet their agreements through mediation. So next is enhanced compliance. Mediated agreements reached through judicial mediation are legally enforceable, which can enhance compliance with the terms of the settlement. So the meaning of enhanced compliance is both parties are involved in judicial mediation will discuss their agreements and meet their terms for the settlement. In summary, mediation, court annex mediation, and judicial mediation share common principles such as voluntary participation, neutrality, and confidentiality. However, they differ in their integration with the court system and the extent of judicial involvement, reflecting their respective philosophies of empowerment, efficiency, and access to justice. The choice of which mediation approach to use depends on the nature of the dispute and the specific goals and preferences of the parties involved. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. So, we are gonna tackle about the court annex mediation. Court annex mediation and dialogue is a form of mediation conducted under the auspices of the court in the pre-trial stage of case, giving the parties an opportunity to explore whether the dispute can be settled amicably before going to the court. So, this is the kind of mediation na tumutulong sa korte na rumusolba ng mga kaso sa madaling paraan. Dito magkakaroon ng dialogue o pag-uusapan ang both parties kasama ang isang mediator to resolve the case before ito tuluyang mapunta sa litigation process. Next are the principles of court annex mediation. Number 1, it is integration with the court system. Court annex mediation is integrated with the judicial system. It is often offered as a means to alleviate court caseloads and promote more efficient dispute resolution. So, ang court annex mediation ay integrated na sa ating judicial system. It means kasama na ito o hindi na ito mawawala sa ating judicial system due to the fact na malaki ang naitutulong nito para malasan ang mga caseloads na pinapasa sa korte at nakakatulong din ito na iresolba ang isang kaso sa mas mabilis at effective na paraan. Number 2, mandatory or voluntary participation. Depending on jurisdiction, court annex mediation can be mandatory or voluntary. In some cases, parties are required to attempt mediation before proceeding to court. Dito naman, if nakita ng judge o korte ng isang kaso ay pwede naman masettle in mediation, the court have the power na ipaproceed ang isang kaso sa mediation para ito ay marisolba. Third, impartial mediators. Mediators in court annex programs are required to uphold principles of neutrality and impartiality, similar to traditional mediation. So dito sa court annex mediation, the mediators na nagkakandak ng mediation ay mga impartial. It means they are neutral over the case, hindi sila biased, and need nila magbigay ng solusyon na nakikita nilang fair sa both parties. Next is the philosophy of court annex mediation combines elements of traditional mediation with the overreaching goals of reducing the burden on the court. It aims to, first, enhance access to justice. By offering an alternative to litigation, court annex mediation aims to improve access to justice for individuals and organizations seeking timely and cost-effective resolution. So the primary goal talaga ng court annex mediation is to reduce the burden on the court system, meaning bawasan ang mga caseloads na pinapasa sa korte at iresolba ito ng mabilisan at mas effective na way. Less costly rin ito kaysa sa proper litigation process at mas makakamit ng mga partido ang hustisya na kanilang inaasam. Next, its efficiency. The focus is on expediting the resolution process and reducing court backlog. Court annex mediation recognizes that not all disputes require the full court process. So we all can agree rin naman na not all cases or disputes ay need talaga ng full court process. That's why nag-i-exist o ginagawa ang mediation process to reduce court backlogs and to resolve the case or disputes immediately. Lastly, it's to preserve court resources. By diverting certain cases to mediation, court resources can be conserved for more complex and contentious matters. So, malaki talaga ang tulong ng mediation process sa ating judicial system to lessen the caseloads sa ating mga korte at para mapagtuunan ng pansin ang mga mabibigat talaga ng mga kaso na kinakailangan ng full court process.
Hello classmates, good evening. So today we will gonna discuss all about principles and philosophies of mediation and court annex mediation and judicial mediation. Mediation is a widely used method for resolving disputes, and there are variations of mediation such as its principles and philosophies, but we're gonna talk about that later on. So mediation is more about helping both parties to come up to an agreement, which is essentially an advanced condensed negotiation. So there's a neutral third party which known as mediator. So siya ang mag-help sa both parties to come up to a better resolution or an agreement for both parties. So a question, unsay tabang sa mediation? So na benefits ang mediation guys. First, less expensive siya. So kay kung i-file man gud nimo through a lawsuit or a kaso, mas dako kang mabayaran. For example, bayaran pa nimo imong hire nga gi-attorney o uban pa nga expenses. Second, can resolve disputes quickly than traditional litigation. Pareha ng schedules o legal procedures. Mas makatabang pa ni siya guys para mas mapaspas ang resolutions or an agreement for both parties. So, naapod tay mga principles sa mediation, which is the three principles of mediation. So, first, we do have the voluntary participation. So, the voluntary participation is a voluntary process, meaning that all parties involved must willingly agree to participate. So, it's more focuses on willingness for both parties. So, it means dili pinugsanay sa mga participants unless or without being required to do so by a court or legal authority. Pero mas okay gyapon if na ang both parties para ma-lead into a open conversation or maka-come up sila og better agreement for both parties. The second, we have neutrality and impartiality. So mediators are neutral and impartial facilitators. So they do not take sides. Also from the word they do not take sides. So only siya ga-focus is about fairness for both parties. So ang mediator kay dili ni siya mo kampi to any both party. So for example, kanang school writing contest submission. So si participant kay mag-send siya og kanang writing paper. So wala na pangalan para ang katong mga judges kay wala sila kapalubasin di ay kaila ang judges sa isa ka kanang student. So dili patas. So basin di na ay kanang magdako niyang score niya ang uban participants kay di gagmay. So unfair kayo, di ba? Third, we have confidentiality. So mediation sessions are typically confidential. So this confidentiality encourage an open and honest communication during the process. So ang confidentiality kay from the word confidential, it is all about assurance for both parties na mag-open for or encourage them sa open conversation. Why? Kay nga naman kay kana man gud ang ilang comments or feedback dili na magamit sila pag abot sa korte. Next, we have the philosophy. So, the philosophy of mediation is rooted in the belief that given the opportunity and a supportive environment, parties in conflict that can work together to find their own solution. So, it is help to both parties to resolve their conflicts. So, useful ni siya kay mas ma-explore pa nimo deeply as a mediator nganong nag-away mo og unsa impact ani sa mga individuals or parties involved. Empowerment. Mediation empowers parties to actively participate in the resolution of their disputes. So, kini siya kay usually sa mga situations na ang isa ka parties kailangan og support or both parties man kay madunggan man or kailangan og support na madunggan ang ilang pananaw og nag-build sad nig confidence na ang ilang opinion kay nasabtan which can lead to a better mutual understanding. Next, we have win-win solution. Mediation aims to create win-win outcomes where all parties can benefit. So from the word win-win, so this is more about satisfaction from the word win-win itself na ang both parties na-resolve ilang conflicts into a positive way. Na dili pud lamang isa ka parties na kumbaga bali-balance and fairness ni siya. Next, we have communication and understanding. Mediation fosters improved communication and understanding between parties. So, kani siya more on feedback or open conversation about Japan. Pero acknowledging og mag-provide sad ka og empathy as a mediator about their concerns and building trust para maka-come up mo og better resolution og ma-address sad ninyo ang uban pa or ang root cause about their conflict. Last but not the least, we have preservation of relationships. So, mediation often prioritizes preserving relationships, making it especially useful in family, workplace, and community disputes. So, kani more on improving the relationship between conflicting parties during and after the dispute solution in a respectful interaction without blaming the other parties or bali respect ba for both sides. So, it build up to an open conversation as well.